Welcome to Planet Stream, your trusted destination for global news, geopolitics, and analysis of the developments shaping our world. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and join our community, where we bring you timely, in-depth reports that go beyond the headlines. Today, we are going to dive into one of the most significant defense developments in the Middle East in recent years. Just 2 weeks ago, China officially delivered 40 advanced J-10C fighter jets to Iran. This event is not just a transaction between two countries, it is a geopolitical shift that has already sent shockwaves across the Middle East, especially as tensions rise between Iran and Israel. This transfer could change the balance of air power in the region and alter the dynamics of deterrence and conflict for years to come. The delivery of the J-10C fighters is important for many reasons. First, let's establish the facts. The J-10C is one of China's most advanced multirole fighter jets. It is a fourth-generation plus aircraft, often referred to as a 4.5-generation fighter, which means it incorporates advanced avionics, radar systems, and missile capabilities that bring it close to fifth-generation standards in certain areas. The J-10C is equipped with the active electronically scanned array radar, known as AESA, which gives it a significant edge in detection and targeting compared to older aircraft. It also integrates advanced air-to-air missiles, like the Place-15, which are considered some of the most formidable in their class. The delivery of 40 such jets to Iran marks the single largest boost to Iran's air force in decades. For years, the Iranian Air Force has relied on outdated aircraft, many of them leftovers from before the 1979 revolution, such as American-made F-14 Tomcats, F-4 Phantoms, and F-5 fighters. Many of these planes are old, difficult to maintain under sanctions, and increasingly obsolete in the face of modern air combat. The arrival of the J-10C fundamentally changes that picture, giving Iran a fleet of modern fighters capable of challenging adversaries in the skies. Now, why does this matter? The Middle East has always been a region where air power plays a decisive role. Israel, for instance, has prided itself on maintaining air superiority for decades. Its fleet includes American F-15s, F-16s, and, more recently, the fifth-generation stealth F-35s supplied by the United States. Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates also operate modern Western aircraft. By contrast, Iran has long been seen as lagging behind in air capabilities, compensating with ballistic missiles, drones, and unconventional strategies. But with the J-10Cs now in its arsenal, Iran has narrowed the gap considerably. The deal itself is the result of growing cooperation between China and Iran. In recent years, Beijing and Tehran have deepened ties through a 25-year strategic partnership agreement, covering economic, energy, and defense cooperation. China, facing pressure from the United States and Western allies, sees Iran as a partner in counterbalancing American influence in the Middle East. For Iran, cut off from Western arms markets and under sanctions, China offers a lifeline and a source of advanced technology. It is important to emphasize that this deal is not speculation or rumor. The delivery has been confirmed, and it took place about 2 weeks ago, making it a very recent development. 40 aircraft is not a small number. This is a squadron-level delivery that can significantly boost Iran's air combat capabilities. From a technical perspective, the J-10C is sometimes compared to Western aircraft like the American F-16 or even aspects of the Eurofighter Typhoon. While it may not match the stealth capabilities of the F-35, it offers Iran a leap forward in terms of radar, missile range, and networked warfare. The Place-15 missile, for instance, reportedly has a range exceeding 200 kilometers, which could give Iranian pilots a first shot advantage in certain scenarios. This is a major shift from the short-range, outdated missiles Iran's older jets have been limited to. So, what does this mean for Israel in the broader region? Israel has always maintained a qualitative military edge, partly guaranteed by its partnership with the United States. The arrival of J-10Cs in Iranian hands represents the first time in decades that Israel faces an adversary with comparable modern fighters. While Israel's F-35s still offer stealth and advanced capabilities, the numerical addition of 40 modern jets to Iran's air force cannot be ignored. Military analysts in Israel have already raised alarms about how this could complicate operational planning, especially if hostilities escalate. Beyond Israel, Gulf states like Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates are also watching closely. Both countries have long feared Iran's regional ambitions, particularly its support for proxy groups and influence in conflicts from Yemen to Syria. The delivery of advanced fighters raises questions about whether Iran could now project air power in ways it could not before. For example, Iranian air patrols in the Persian Gulf could challenge US and allied aircraft more effectively. This also highlights China's role as a rising arms supplier. Traditionally, the global arms market has been dominated by the United States, Russia, and European nations. But China has steadily increased its exports, offering modern systems often at lower costs than Western suppliers. The J-10C delivery to Iran is a statement that Beijing is not only willing to supply advanced weapons to key partners but also willing to reshape regional balances. Of course, this deal does not come without risks. For Iran, integrating the J-10C into its air force will require training, logistics, and maintenance support. Pilots need to adapt to new systems, ground crews must learn to service the aircraft, and Iran will need a steady supply of spare parts and munitions from China. This creates long-term dependency on Beijing, which is both a strength and a vulnerability. For China, supplying such jets to Iran risks further straining relations with the United States and its allies in the Middle East, including Israel. There is also the question of how effective the J-10Cs will be in Iranian hands. Owning advanced jets is one thing, using them effectively in combat is another. Training, tactics, and command structures all play a role in determining how much of a game-changer this delivery really is. Nonetheless, the fact remains, Iran now has 40 modern fighters where it once had aging relics. That alone is a transformation. Internationally, this move has already drawn attention. Analysts in Washington have noted that this could complicate U.S. operations in the region, especially if tensions with Iran escalate in the Strait of Hormuz or elsewhere. For Russia, traditionally Iran's main arms supplier, this deal represents competition, though Moscow may not mind if it further ties Tehran into an anti-Western orbit. For Europe, it raises concerns about stability in an already fragile Middle East. Let's also consider the symbolism. For decades, Iran has been isolated in the global arms market. Sanctions prevented it from buying advanced aircraft, leaving its air force to wither. The arrival of the J-10C is not just about technology, it is about signaling that Iran has powerful friends who are willing to defy Western pressure. For the Iranian leadership, this is a political victory as much as a military one. At the same time, the deal reflects China's growing willingness to project influence far beyond its immediate neighborhood. By delivering advanced jets to Iran, Beijing is inserting itself into one of the most sensitive geopolitical theaters in the world. This aligns with China's broader push to establish itself as a global power and challenge U.S. dominance in key regions. To recap the core fact, 2 weeks ago, China delivered 40 J-10C fighter jets to Iran. This is not a hypothetical deal, not a rumor, but a concrete transfer that has already happened. It represents a major leap forward for Iran's air force, a challenge to Israel and Gulf states, and a sign of deepening ties between Tehran and Beijing. As we look ahead, the key questions are how Iran will integrate these jets into its forces, how its rivals will respond, and whether this arms transfer will deter conflict or fuel further escalation. Will Israel adjust its defense planning? Will the U.S. increase support to its allies? Will Gulf states seek even more advanced aircraft to maintain their edge? These are the uncertainties that will shape the next chapter. One thing is clear, the delivery of J-10Cs has already changed the conversation. For decades, Iran was dismissed as having an obsolete air force. That can no longer be said. With 40 advanced fighters at its disposal, Iran has entered a new era of military capability. And the ripple effects will be felt across the Middle East and beyond. This story is still developing, and here on Planet Stream, we will continue to track every update, every reaction, and every consequence of this historic transfer. If you found this analysis valuable, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share it with others who follow global affairs. You have been watching Planet Stream, where we bring you the stories that matter, the context you need, and the insights that go beyond the headlines. Stay tuned for more updates, and as always, thank you for watching.